Now here, this would be our minimum. Now this field is used to specify the minimum value that the knob or fader can output. It's the minimum. So between this range and that range. So sometimes you might not want the full 127 range, we'll say, of control that a fader automatically defaults to. So often reducing the value range of the fader might give you more precise control over the parameter it's sort of controlling, that particular value that you're trying to control there. So sometimes I have a minimum and there's a maximum. I may say, I only want to be in a certain range here. I don't want to have this full range. I want to have this range, let's say I bring this up somewhat more, between 28 and 98. So turn that fader will just give me that one short range. That way I don't want to have the full maximum of whatever control that fader is controlling through this control number right here, which is 12. All right, next I want to go over aftertouch. So here we are, fader 1, just move fader 1. We did control change, now we're doing aftertouch. I'll push in the value knob, and here are my aftertouch parameters. Now, for some applications, you might wish to use, let's say, a fader or the knob for aftertouch control change. You know, this is pretty good when you're using this fader knob to transmit aftertouch information for, let's say, a vibrato or tremolo for a keyboard. And so these parameters I'm going to edit right here will help us do that. Now, of course, our first parameter field here is the MIDI channel field. As we said before, as we keep saying each time, you can see this is the same thing that happens so much in every parameter we can edit. And we have this MIDI channel field because we need to send this to a particular MIDI channel, MIDI port, which is A or B, 1 through 16, neither A or B. Okay, so next, we have the aftertouch. Now here we have our minimum and maximum range. So you can see here we go to A, but then we go to the cursor, it goes past the AFT right here. And we're going to the range. So we have our minimum range that we can use our maximum. So if you got a tremolo or vibrato, you may not want to have it go so far up and so far down. So you may want to just go in a specific range. But you only want to go but just so far between here and there, so that way when you do move that fader and you want to affect that vibrato setting or that tremolo setting for that keyboard, it will only go within that range. So maybe hold that keyboard down, aftertouch will let vibrato or tremolo only within this range in the aftertouch. That's how we set our minimum and maximum for it. Now once we get the one we like and we think it's proper for us, well, we go on from there. And we just press enter. And that's how we affect the aftertouch for a fader or a knob or even your expression pedal. Now so far I've been working with the fader. Now what I can do here also is I'm going to turn the K1 knob, and the K1 knob has one other parameter that we can edit, which is our increment and decrement parameters. Okay, so of course we have, as you can see here, the control change, then the aftertouch. Well, the next parameter here is the INC/DEC, increment and decrement. Now the knobs, or the endless knobs, we know they're continuous, so sort of endless. You can turn these knobs on the MPD32. May also be used in an increment and decrement known as an NRPN function. Now this allows you to use a knob in increment and decrement through the parameters. And this has to only work, and can only work actually, when that particular function is allowable on the particular software you're using. And once it is, let's say that software is okay, well, you can use the NRPN function. Well, then we can set that function for the knob. And this function's right here, as you can see. Now, of course, our first field sets our MIDI channel we're going to transmit on. We can do from 1A to 16B for our control change channel. And the next parameter that we have here is our bank M, which of course is our most significant bit of information that flows through our MIDI cable. And of course, the next one is the least significant bit of information that flows through for a value. And this function works great when you have a application like Reasons and allows you to set these knobs for specific data. That way, by turning that knob, it controls that data.